Hi, I'm Dr. Christiane Northrup, an OBGYN physician and authority on everything that can go right with your body and how to use this knowledge to transform your health and truly flourish. What one tip can women follow to keep their brains sharp as they get older? One tip. Are you ready for it? Stop telling yourself how old you are. Yeah, see, your brain doesn't actually know. You have to tell it. I just read an interesting quote from Mary Baker Eddy, the founder of the Christian Science Church. And she said, recording people's birth dates and ages is one of the worst things you can possibly do. Why? Because the soul then buys into this limitation. And it's always a limitation, much after the age of 25, right? Oh yeah, we reach our peak at 25. I was taught in medical school, the brain reaches its peak number of cells at age 25, and then it starts to decrease. Of course, since then, there's been a huge amount of research on the fact that we keep adding brain cells for our whole lives. The hippocampus memory area of the brain is capable of getting bigger and bigger with more and more cells for our entire lives. But what do? We say, oh well, at my age, it's too late to fall in love, learn a language, drive into a city on my own, buy a new car, whatever it is. So my number one tip is, your brain does not need to know your age. Now I know everyone will remind you, they will remind you, and there are times you have to state your birthday, like when you go in to get your driver's license renewed or any of those things. This is funny. I want to tell you a funny story. So my mother is driving into a little town in Vermont and she's speeding because the speed limit went down to 25 and nobody was around, and she's with her best friend at the time, and she gets pulled over. And the officer looks at her and says, do you know why I'm pulling you over? Yes, sir. I was going too fast. Okay. He takes her driver's license. He goes back to his car, you know, the lights spinning, and mom's waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. He finally comes back and she says, is there a problem, officer? And he looks at her driver's license and her age, and he said, has there been some mistake here? She says, no. She was born in 1925. No, there's been no mistake. Her friend goes, I'm 91. And then he looks at my mother and he says, what do you do? Jog? Now, see, my mother doesn't know her age, her chronologic age. Your biologic age is anything you want it to be. Make it low. I'd stick with 35 to 40. The big tip, stop telling your age, especially to yourself. For more inspirational tips, visit my blog and explore drnorthrup.com, where you will find wisdom for your body, mind, and spirit. Visit daily to discover the connection between your thoughts, beliefs, physical health, and life circumstances, which age has nothing to do with. And remember, you are in the driver's seat of your health and can make profound changes.